I'm going to start off with a flat image of the Earth. Then I'm going to come over here into Effects and Presets, and I'm going to search for Sphere, S-P-H-E-R-E. Now, one thing that I have to make sure you guys understand is with After Effects, you can do like kind of virtual reality effects, and we're not doing that right now. So you'll see it says VR, 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 sphere, rotate, blah, blah, blah. What we want is just CC sphere, like the plain old sphere without the VR stuff. So if I select that and just drag and drop it to the timeline, that's all it is. It's just one step doing that. Now, the confusing part, I'm going to move my first frame in the timeline. I'm going to open it up to edit. And of course, we'll see that we have the regular transform, which is like scaling and everything. And I believe I can still scale this. So I hit the shift key. So I'm just going to make it bigger on there. So that's fine. And now it's going to be that scale the whole way through. But I'm not transforming. I'm changing under the effects and under the CC sphere, which is the effect that I want to do. Because remember, you can have more than one. And I'm going to affect the rotation. But remember, you can always change your view. You can change your resolution. Right now, mine is at full res, which means this sphere is not a good resolution. But if I go down, when I did it earlier, it was at a third. And you can see now it's like blurry. And if I go to resolution and make it a quarter resolution, it's even blurrier. But for the purposes of what we're doing, I seem to be able to use full resolution. So anyways, we talked about X, Y, and Z rotation. The X is up and down, the Y is side to side, and the Z is coming out at you. So, or tumbling, I guess, this way. So I'm going to go ahead and say, and I'm going to keep it simple. We're not going to worry about degrees or anything like that. I'm going to click the stopwatch here on the first frame next to rotation Y. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the diamond, not the stopwatch. I have to break that habit. I don't know if you guys do this. I keep clicking on the stopwatch because you would think that's what you want to do, but that's not. So you click on the diamond, and then I can say by the time it gets to this point, I want it to do 3 rotations. So I'm going to come back here, and the 0x I'm going to change to, well, let's change it to 5x. And so that means it's going to spin 5 times. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that goes through. And now if I do this, it's okay. The other thing that I wanted to show you is we can adjust other things like the lighting and the shading. So I'm just going to change the light intensity, right? So I'm going to come here, I'm at the beginning, and I'm going to make the light intensity 0. And then I'm going to come over here and make the light intensity, click on the diamond, and I'll make it 100. And so this is what we got. And then the other thing that I can do is I can change the light direction. So I can change the light direction here. And let's see if I can just do it 3 times. It's a sphere, so I'm not sure in light direction. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to say 0 at that point. So let's see what happens. See the light spinning around? Actually, I'll wait. I can move it, light direction. I can move this to here so that until it'll be like dark, then the light comes in and then the light spins around. So you guys can see that effect, right? And I guess there's even other things. A lot of this stuff you're not going to want to, I mean, you can play with it. I would recommend playing with it just to kind of see, what happens, but it's kind of cool. I guess we can adjust the light height. I don't know, let's see what happens. Let's go here. And then we'll go to here and change the height again. Let's go to 0 and see what happens. Once you have a keyframe done, like this, I can move it wherever I want it to be. Like once it's created, you know, move them up or down unless they're linked together for some reason. But, you know, like you can get rid of the shading, like if you want to, and you can just have it be like the globe. I'm just, you know, we're just playing with it. And that's all in here under the lighting, under the shading, you know, it's all there. So like we can make all these values for shading 0, you know, if we wanted to. So yeah, that's it with the globe. So I'm going to delete the globe. Let's do the bat thing one more time. So this is slightly more complicated. So again, I'm dragging and dropping in this bat, and then basically, and I'm going to try to do it really quick. So I'm going to open up my transform, and I'm going to hit the scale here, and I'm going to come here to like this frame and hit the scale again with the diamond, and I'm going to make it larger on this frame. Okay, so that's easy. It's going to get larger from there to there. And then back here in frame 1, I'm going to grab my push pin, and I'm going to put in 4 push pins. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to put in 5. Doesn't matter what order you put them in. It does matter, I think, like the relative position, because I can tell like there's more space over here, so it's not going to transform evenly, but that's on me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to my mesh. You see that it opened up immediately, like I've got puppet, and then I've got my mesh, and then my mesh, I've got deform under that, and you see that it's got my 5 pins. And as I click on each one to open it, you see that it automatically has a position. So the stopwatch is clicked already, and there's a diamond here in frame whatever, frame 1. So if I come over here to frame whatever this is, and you'll notice it over here on the side, my diamonds are not highlighted. So I need to click on them and make a keyframe for each of those positions. So really what that means is now I can come back to here, and I can mess with these pins, right? So let's do that. So I'm going to come back here using my selection tool. Just going to click in. I'm just going to do it like way crazy just so that we can see it. This is horrible. No one would do this. Now that I move, you'll see that because I've set those pins and I've set the keyframes, there's my keyframe there, there's my keyframe there. And the cool thing is, if I wanted to, at any point, I can create another set of pins. Not another set of pins, another set of keyframes for those pins. And now I will, let's go out a little bit. Okay, so now what it's going to do, if I play it, it's going to do this. It's going to go out and then come back in. So if I stop it, we see that it goes like that. It gets to this point and then comes back. It's really subtle, and it would be more evident if I selected these points here and move them further away. So now it's going to do this. See, it goes out, and I guess I can also, on these keyframes, I can make it go really way out. This is looking terrible. You would never do this, but I'm just showing it to you. So let's play this animation again. So there you go. But the most difficult part of this is getting it opened properly, because you got your effects, and you got your puppet, and you got your mesh, And then you got your deforming. That's what we're doing. And so if I open all these, you'll see that we've got all of these, things right here, and they're set up. And if we wanted to just go insane, we could adjust the opacity by clicking on the stopwatch, clicking on the diamond, and making the opacity here at 0. So that now this is what our animation looks like. And there we go. And again, with most keyframes, you can move them wherever. So now that I've got that opacity, it's at 0 and 100. If I move it further up the timeline, it's just going to take slightly longer for it to get, into shape. I mean, to become visible. So, and that's pretty much it. But the main thing, and I'll do it one more time. Let's see what this does. Curious. I don't know what this is going to do. I mean, it doesn't matter, but so I'm going to scale it down to like this. This is just a screenshot. So for example, I put in the image. So forget about the bat. If I open up and transform, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my scale. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to set the scale here with the stopwatch. And I'm going to set the scale here with hitting the diamond, not the stopwatch. I keep doing that. So anyways, so this is what we're going to see. And see it's going like that. And then if I wanted to, from this point, now that I've got my beginning and end set up, I'm going to go ahead and hit my pins, and I'm going to put pins in here, 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 and here. And now that those pins are there, you see that right away when I do it, it opens up the effects. And if it doesn't, you just have to drop open the effects, puppet, and then that set of pins is called mesh 1. So if I open up mesh 1 and I go to the deform, because that's what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to deform this thing. I've got these 4 pins, 1, 2, 3, 4. Reverse that and you get it, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to come over here before I deform it. I need to come over here, and now that those pins are there, you'll see that these diamonds are blank. So I'm going to go ahead and click in the diamonds. And now I've set keyframes. So the pins are normal here. And it's important to set the normal part, because now when I come down here, I'm going to make them abnormal. So I can use my selection tool. I don't have to use a pen tool. Use my selection tool, and I'm going to move it here. And I'm just, you would never do this. Well, I mean, I guess you might, but I'm just doing it to show you something crazy. I see smiley faces. So anyways, now it's going to unfold. It's going to get larger, and boom, this is where we are. I know it's a lot, and it is pretty simple. Like, it's just a matter of, just doing it in order, and then, just playing around and experimenting with it and having fun.